It was a long time ago, I want you to know. Mackey Street was called Seminole. I had lots of friends, we had no toys, but hey, we were the Valley Boys. We were coolly way back then. Right here, I'd like to mention a few of them. I met Eddie Strong when I was about 4. By the graveyard we called Seminole. Roscoe Clinton, he was always afraid. Jerry Smith went to Freeport, and there she stayed. Darnell and Clyde, we all ran amok. And even Everett Strong, he was a lived up. We had good and bad times, definitely so, because we were products of Seminole. Noby, Irvin, Junior Clark, and Creep, Coley, Pigeon, Straws, I wish you could meet. Jimmy, Frankie, Johnny, Terry, Christie, who? Preston Stewart, Charles Sanders, and Rooney too. Philip, Nottage, and Leslie, they were nice guys, but then they were on the Christian side. Arthur, Edna, DeAnsa, and Doyle, these are the Valley Boys. Here we go now. Here we go now. Come on. Come on now. There you go. Play that piano, boy. Yes. The club hideout, King Guest House was like home to us, no doubt. The Bush Bar with our friend Old Swinger, Red and Parker, drinking Flip and Ginger. This is the valley from whence I came. But of course, you know, nothing stays the same. So for those who forgot and those that don't know, this was the valley, long time ago. Linky, Big Red, and hey, Gus and Cooper. Talk about Gus, man, what a trooper. Wendell Stewart went on to New York, came back to Nassau talking American talk. Gubba and Shanks, Ralph Munnings and Sean. Hey, say what you like, Ralph could blow that horn. We were closer than friends, and we still are. Those of us that's left, we all played our part. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Play that piano, boy. Yes. Yeah. Talking about the Valley Boys.
Boy, you don't know me, eh? You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Watch that! Come on! Sting! Oh, you ain't know what I say. Come on! Back again! Yes! Wife and husband start to row, as many does do. Husband say, woman, where my food? Wife say, who you talking to? Husband start to raise his hand, but the wife ain't move. Husband say, get out of my way. Wife say, hey, you don't know me, eh? Boy, you don't know me, eh? You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we'll clip your wing. Boy, you're messing with the sting. Oh, this house, mate. Come on. Know how to do it. Yeah, be rude. What? Coming to you. Oh, watch this. This man went down to BEC as mad as hell. Yeah, they cut off his light, cause he ain't paid the bill. He said, my brother got big posts. Yeah, we bad out there. You must see one lose his job. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, you're messing with the sting. Come on. Yes, man. Come on. Get here. Get here. Oh, yeah. Women walk into a store, you know they like to shop. They spot one designer gown, they start to pull and yuck. Y'all, so you better let go, better walk away. Don't make me go crazy up in here. Y'all, you don't know me, yeah. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, you're messing with this thing. Look here, don't be mad at us, you know. Hey, but you ain't know who he is, eh? You best to know. Head man, let's go, man. Listen, the boys them at the bar, they say it the most. But when they wife come around, you swear they see ghosts. As soon as she drive away, the first thing they say, see, I just run my house, my boy. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, you're messing with this thing. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, your Russian gets this thing. Come on. Oh, let's go. That's it, that's it. Come on. Yes, man. Go, go. Come on, let's go. Watch this. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, this a behaving thing. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, you're messing with this thing. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, your Russian gets the sting. Boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. Come on. Oh, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, you're messing with this thing. Oh, boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around and run your mouth. Check yourself, don't misbehave. No, boy, you don't know me, yeah. You don't know who I is. Fool around, we clip your wing. Boy, your Russian gets the sting.
going out, smelling just like perfume and lipstick on his mouth. Roll with the punches, make him think you sleep. Then he started snoring, that's the time you creep. He could be a short man, he ain't gonna be too loud. Make sure when he show up, he better then charge. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When your man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you call out your backup generator. One day you got current, the next day you don't. Tired of the foolishness, man, I need something working away from me all the time. Get it? I know some people out there think I should hold my tongue, but why should you just sit back and let them treat you wrong? You ask them for a chocolate, and every time it melts, get your own chocolate and feed it to yourself. 6 pence for the good news, 6 pence for the bad. When you had this good thing, didn't know just what you had. Don't let them have you waiting, cause you ain't no waiter. Gal, don't even stress out, get a generator. Get a backup generator, something on the side. That's right in your pocket, something you can hide. When your man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you call out your backup generator. Flip the switch, girls, feel the fire in your wire. Let it take you higher. This is my favorite part right here. Don't worry about the shock, cause that's the best part. He'll always make you pitch every time he starts. Just keep him on standby, ready to kick in. Cause when your man see you smiling, he'll wonder where you've been. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When the man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you call out your backup generator. Boy, boy, this music sweet. Makes me wanna vibrate and shake. Sweetness, weakness. Come down, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Right on it, huh? Get the backup generator, something that won't quit. Just keep the motor running with lots of spark in it. When them man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you call out your backup generator. Get a backup generator, something on the side. Fit right in your pocket, something you can hide. When them man them joking, tell them see you later. That's when you call out your backup generator. Get a backup generator, something that won't quit. Keep the motor running, lots of spark in it. When them man them joking, tell them catch you later. That's when you pull out your backup generator. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Right on it, right on it. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
Call the fire engine, run, tell them come quick. I can feel my temperature rising, never heard we can creep like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I shall beat this pint on the good drum and the solo lyric so sweet. Oh, I went to Cat Island to the musical festival. I was always into reggae and rap, never checked for the rake and scream. Lord, I stay with my family up the road there in Atlastown. And everywhere I went, all the people were talking about the battle of the band. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell them come quick. I could feel my temperature rising, never heard rake and scream like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I shall beat this pint on the good drum and the solo lyric so sweet. Oh, by later that evening, all I drink had me feeling fine. And when I reached the rake and scream,
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burden, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
And this administration has been steadfast in trying to be able to find a position and indicating. Should I start over?
Yeah. Let's say it right now.
So you could have seen me the entire time, but you couldn't hear me?
No.
So I was just talking and they couldn't hear me?
No.
So I was
Yeah.
Is Howard eating? What is he doing, right? You didn't know what I was doing? No sound?
I was just messing with
This man, I shouldn't pay him today. That's what you're saying? Is that what you text me? Guys, I want to welcome you. Thank you so very kindly. The sound is up now. All right. The sound is okay now. Okay, good. Great. I want to welcome you to the foundation. Let's start all the way over so you can be able to hear exactly what's what. I'm grateful to be in your company. Grateful to be here with you. And always grateful to be able to talk about exactly what today is, September 23rd, 2025. Another day, another dollar, another dime for us to be able to move forward with passion and determination to make these things happen. I am grateful to be here in your company. And like I was starting to say to you, that this is your spot, this is your plug, this is an opportunity. A lot of the persons are coming in with us and starting to jam with us and really talking to us about how would I want to come on your platform. Tomorrow, we have booked Zane Lightbourne, the Member of Parliament for Yamacraw. He's going to be coming in tomorrow, Zane Lightbourne. He's going to be with us from 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock, right? So he's going to do 1 solid hour with us and talk to us about these particular postures and what happened. And also on next week, Tuesday, which is going to be September 30th, right? September 30th, we're going to have Mikhail Barnaby. So we're going to get to ask some good questions about beaches and parks, this kind of a posture that exists in these particular areas, right? We're going to ask some good questions about that and try to find out exactly where we are and how some things are working. We're going to find out about it. We're going to talk to him about it. We're going to ask these things. It's going to be good questions, right? I really do, I can be honest with you, I really want to have a conversation with Belinda Wilson. I've reached out to Belinda Wilson to ask whether or not she is available. And Belinda is really in the thick of things right now, right? So she's in the thick of it with her advocacy and being able to speak up and on behalf of her members to be able to do a great deal of things. And I'd also like to be able to speak with Kimsley Ferguson. Kimsley Ferguson, he has been sort of a friend to what I've done here on the talk show space. For more 94 days, he's always come and joined me. Hey, man, Mr. Thurston. Always been able to come and join me and had good conversations about what's happening from a union standpoint in our country, a labor standpoint in our country. He joined me a few times on The Guardian, on the foundation on The Guardian radio, and I just hadn't heard from him for a long time. And so I'm hoping that he's well. I see him every so often, just kind of a passing. But he and I have not spoken for a long time. And so I'd like to be able to speak with him to talk about labor and understand where we are. And to be honest with you, if I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, I would love to have a conversation with with Obi Ferguson. I would love to know what the hell is on Obi's. I just want to be decent. I don't know if it's going to be that kind of a pleasantry associated with the conversation, because I believe that there has been sort of a steady decline. This is my observation. I don't have that kind of an intimacy, and I'm not close with him to know exactly what he does or what he doesn't do, right? I would like to be able to sit down and speak with him. I'd like to know his thinking about how can you affiliate yourself with a political organization just before an election, tether yourself to that. After they get in, they find themselves victorious. You give them a 3-year grace period of sorts, and you say nothing in that particular 3-year period. And then as whatever promises that you would have gotten observationally, right? Apparently, allegedly, we don't know, right? But whatever you would have got to be able to fill your coffers, your gut during this particular time, that has been depleted, and now it seems like you're seeking a re-up and seeking to use that formula to attach it to another political organization in the event that this doesn't happen for you. This is peculiar. This is just me. This is just observation. This ain't what I saying what happening. I don't know what happening because I'm asking. I'm asking what is happening, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know. But I could say to you that I'm looking at this, and as a result of being able to identify this, I just need to know. There's been a sense of consistency that has come out of, and I don't claim to be able to bestow this angelic authority upon anybody. I'm not saying that people are angels. This ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying to you that I've watched Belinda, and there's been a sense of consistency. No matter your indifference, she has always presented herself, Belinda. She's always presented herself transparent and down for the cause. That's Belinda. And you got to respect that. You've identified that, you got to respect that. You don't got to, but you can see that this has been who she's been for the entire time. The entire time, right? And so you identify these things and you come to a very clear conclusion that, okay, there's a sense of consistency there. You look at Kingsley, maybe with jaundiced eyes, but there's a sense of consistency in what he's done. Not as necessarily as passionate, as vocal as you'd like him to be all the time, but he's paired his posture and his advocacy with a voice that can be able to amplify it. So you see him with Belinda sometimes, right? Obie Ferguson, in his particular capacity, has sat in this seat for far too long, and I never want to be able to be judgy. That's just not who I am. I don't want to be able to sit and spew condescension upon Obie Ferguson, but through observations, the fruit that are being yielded from this tree that was supposed to be able to liberate us, the fruits that are being yielded, it seems as though they are coming forth with shackles. These fruits. The fruit seem to be in bondage, right? And so I'm looking at this, just trying to make a determination as to what's happening in this country and really being able to talk about these things. Guys, give me a call right there. The numbers are right there, 827-0111, 827-0111. The realigner, all the information for the realigner right here. Let me see if I can do it right here. Let me see if you see this? All this right here is the realigner, right? All that right there, right? Go down there, check out the realigner. I want you to be able to do that. It's in strategic locations. Pull it up on the main screen for me, please, my brother. All right? It's in strategic locations. You could be able to find that in Grand Bahama. You could find that at those particular locations right there, if you could see it on the screen. And that is Bellevue Gift Depot, Bellevue Business Depot. You can be able to find that in Grand Bahama. Municipal Motors, that's in Grand Bahama. Solomon's Lucaya, we haven't gotten it there. We've sent the information and we're still in the process waiting for them to be able to get back just yet. So the papers are in Grand Bahama, waiting to go to Solomon's. You can be able to get that, all right? And also, an 8 Mile Rock, you can be able to get it at Prescription Parlor Pharmacy. Great locations here in Nassau. Their locations are expanding every day. We're waiting to be able to hear back from 2 major food store chains in the country. 2 major food store chains in the country. I want to say something to you. I've said this to you yesterday, but I need you to understand something. With the steady decline of how people consume information, it's a steady decline. Steady. It's a consistent decline. And I know this. I'm not naive to this. There's a consistent decline in how people consume information. So people don't necessarily want to read anymore. They want a 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 7 seconds snippet to be able to absorb and apply these things. They'd prefer themselves to be able to be immersed in the emotion of and the theatrics of a movie, of a theater, of music, something that actually stimulates them in a different way. Reading doesn't necessarily bode as one of those things that people do, that they're looking forward to do. I'm not naive to this. I know. But I also know that I have a responsibility beyond this. Just go with me. I, Howard Grant, me, for what has kept me up in the night, for what continues to be able to come to me, for the direction that the Father has called me in and keep nudging me every time I try. I tell you all that story the other day to tell you every time I try to get someplace else, I fail at that thing. And I don't necessarily fail because I don't know or I fool or I don't. There is failure. It's evident failure because it's not aligned with the purpose that God has called me to. It's a direction that I have and I desire to be able to fulfill the things that I want to do as opposed to being able to fulfill the purpose that God has called me to. That's just very clear. I just got to tell you this. This is it. Okay? And because of that failure, because of those particular things, I found myself in the position where I have to pursue purpose. I have to pursue purpose. This thing is keeping me up. I can't sleep. How come I sitting down? I wrote a book in 2000, and I get a dream, all my dreams and everything that I had. I wake up and I used to write it in the book. And from 2006, I find the things that I'm fulfilling today at the back of the book. I wrote these things at the back of the book before I wrote in the front of the book. Because the end is the beginning and the beginning is the end. Just get a little deep sometimes. Just relax, right? And I've recognized, because this thing living on me, when you see me come here, sometimes you see a little bag. I don't know if you saw it the other day, because I could see the camera now. I don't know if you see a little bag under my eye. I can't sleep. And I can't sleep because I'm tortured with other things. I'm constantly thinking about a strategic step, because if you don't have finances, you have to find yourself in a creative way to be able to get to your objective. So you're sitting down trying to be able to craft and strategize and scheme, right? I don't like the word scheme, but find your way to your objective, as opposed to being able to be placed in this position where you are thrown to the elements of life. So let's just shoot straight. I find myself in this kind of a position where I sit and I wait. I sit and I wait. And I try to be able to hear if this is what God has me to do. And I've come to the conviction, back to the story, that despite the fact that people ain't reading the newspaper no more, or may not be reading, despite the fact that the younger generations are looking for something to be able to entertain them, to tantalize them, we have a responsibility. Those of us who have a dream, who has a purpose, who have a call on their life, a mantle that's falling heavy on them, and a responsibility to execute something in this day and time and dispensation, you have a responsibility to put the information out. Now, get as creative as you want with it. That's why you see me doing different forms of media. You get as creative as you want with it, but you have a responsibility to put it on the eternal record. I've done this. You call me to do this, dear Father, I've done this. I didn't run away from Nineveh, Jesus. If this is what you called me to do, I did not reject that, looking for an easier path. Lord, I didn't do it. I did it. This wasn't easy, Jesus. I had row with my wife. I didn't know how I was going to be able to take care of my children. I didn't know where the house, I didn't know where I was going to live. All of these things will happen. These things going to happen. These things going to happen. You hear me? Don't freak out about it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't sit down there and wallow and cry. Oh, woe is me. Stop it. Stop it. Get up and do the thing. It's only work. It's only work. That's what you're here for. It's not a big deal. It's only work. My son always used to sit down and and look at the job. It did make me so sick. Oh God, he make me sick. Make me tired. I tell him, I say, Destin, go do such and such, whatever I tell him, right? He go look at the job. He assessing how much work it is before he do the work. I don't understand. I don't understand why he got to look at this thing. Listen, man, daddy, that pile big, you want me to. Destin, go separate the clothes, all right? You wash all the clothes. Go separate the clothes. Big heap of clothes on the bed. We got a bunch of basket. Everybody get their own basket, right? Separate the clothes. Your clothes, your sister clothes, your mommy clothes, my clothes. This is how you do it. Boom, 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 boom. To make it easier, take all the daddy big clothes out first. So you don't have to feel like this is a massive pile because my clothes make the thing look big, right? So I sit there, I tell him, go get all the clothes. He looking at the pile. 20 minutes later, I come back, he looking at the pile. What the hell are you doing, sir? Daddy, this is a lot, daddy. What is wrong with Negroes? Let's get to work. Do your work. I promise you, once you start doing it and you recognize, and that's why in the managerial capacity, I always come and I tap someone on the back, even though this is subpar work that they do. this subpar work that they do. And Jesus, they could do better than this. All right, man, you're doing well. Listen, I need you to do this, this, and this, and this. You're doing a good job. Boom. You got to encourage them because they're not necessarily prepared in their minds to do this, right? They're going through this challenge in their minds, in their spirits, that this is a lot. It can be a lot. And that's why I tell you, a lot of persons' desires is not success. It's comfort and contentment. We had a conversation the other day in the barbershop, and this is going to be a difficult one for a lot of persons to swallow. But we had a conversation the other day in the barbershop, and that conversation placed me in the kind of a position where I had to come honest. I had to, I have a Jamaican barber. He cuts my hair, right? And it's a lot of Jamaicans come in the shop. So it's kind of a foreign space, but I like the haircut, right? And they start talking about, they're naturalized, married to Bahamian women, so forth and so on. Have Bahamian children, all these things. Right? We're talking. You're always getting people business, right? You ain't gonna just mug me, or whatever the case may be, and believe that your culture or the idea of your culture could run. Oh, I will know you as an individual. And so we start having conversations, and we start to talk about faith, and we start to talk about family, and we start to talk about all these things. And one of the conversations that popped up just, in barbershop talk is the foreign work compared to a local work. Because one of the main things and the main thread that's going around in society right now is what are some of the issues that you believe will be a determining factor for the next election. And a lot of persons have taken on this kind of a posture and indicated that that would be the immigration factor, illegal immigration. So the Jamaicans in the shop started to talk about how they've worked with Bahamians, they've worked with Jamaicans, and they've worked with Haitians. And the only people, if you want to get ahead in this life, in this Bahama land, and you want to try to afford something to find yourself in a better position, you better hire a Haitian. This is what he said to me. That if it comes to labor, they ain't got no qualms, they ain't crying, they ain't doing this. They come there, they steal. I try to listen, all these things. And then I had to jump in the conversation. I say, listen to me. I tell him a story. I started my landscaping company in Grand Bahama. I told you this. Started my landscaping company in Grand Bahama. And I had 2 foreigners working for me, Haitians. I didn't have the money to pay nobody nothing to talk about. I just didn't have it. I just wanted one. He said, no problem. I could bring somebody else. I said, but I ain't got the money. He said, no problem. You fix it and you helping me, right? I said, okay, no problem. I can do what I have to do. Because of the second guy, I was able to get, 4 or 5 more contracts. I don't know. It happened where I could sustain a third guy, right? So me, and we had a little routine. I had 2 weed whackers, right? So if we needed to weed, I'd send one. I said, you weed, you do this. I said the next one. I said, okay, you weed whack. You take the weed whacker. You go around the edges, go around the trees. I showing them. Listen to me. These guys were good. They jam with me. Never, ever complained one time. Every time I try to give them food, they look at me like, okay, boss. They didn't even want that. They come to work. They ain't looking for nothing. They ask me for nothing. They didn't ask me, boss, I can't get a little $100 in advance. Say, I know you ain't a baby for 2 weeks or nothing, but I need a little something, my baby mother. None of that. I didn't have to go through none of that. I didn't have to go through, boss man, look here, man, you know, I need a little something. I need to put something in the brains. I need to go roll something up, you know what I mean? I didn't have I've gone through all of this. Obviously, you could understand. I hired Bahamian guys. They take a smoke break and don't work no more today. And one full pay on Friday. I've gone through all of this. And in the shop, I'm listening to the Jamaicans have a conversation about illegal immigration and looking at these particular things and recognize something, that the Haitians see this as work. This is just work. That your fear and your desire about the possibility of a 2-acre yard, and you say, oh my God, this is a lot of yard and the sun is get hot. This time you're starting at 7 a.m. You should be done by 12. But if you sit there for 45 minutes trying to figure out how big this yard is, you will never get to work. You come to work at 7 a.m. and you take an hour and a half getting breakfast, getting this, having something to drink, laughing. We ain't get nothing done yet. And I've recognized this. And it's an unfortunate thing. That commercialism has placed the Bahamian individual, man and woman, because I hear the woman on the internet crying and she get fired and the Haitians still working. Of course they still working. Like somebody was supposed to drop their stuff because you get fired. Miss, this is the first time you've been to work this week. And today's Friday. We expected you to be fired. We thought you would get fired already. Okay. It's hard to be able to advocate for decency and transparency and work in application, and being able to identify the example of that as a foreign element that a lot of persons have demonized in our country. But if you look at this through the lens of occupation, application, consistency, persistency, those immigrants, illegal or otherwise, have committed themselves to work. And if you need something done, if you are on a timeline, if you're in this kind of position that you need to move forward, then they are the ones to go with. We've seen too many times you put your uncle, your cousin, your this, your that, your friend, all these things and these capacities, and they fail miserably. But because you've placed them there, you don't have the capacity to tell them they got to step down. No, you're his friend. You know his wife. You can't let him go. You can't let him go because you know his children. One of them is your godchild. Man, I ain't got time for all of that, man. I ain't got time for none of that. The issue where a lot of us don't find ourselves in the purpose that we're going towards or we've been called to is because we look at it as work. You see, I can't sleep sometimes. My eyes just get puffy at the bottom here. Because I sit down trying to be able to figure out, I don't have money to do this, Lord. But if you're calling me to do it, that means there has to be a way around this. And the Word of God says to us that a good name, more valuable, better, greater than silver and gold. And a good name has placed me in a position where we could get some things done. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. We utilize what we can to get to the objective. It's time for us to wake up, guys. It's time for us to wake up and get to work in this country. You're sitting down here waiting for the PLP to do something for you. You're sitting down here believing that the F&M could do something for you. Don't be confused, please. Let's find ourselves in the position of application, of commitment, of steadfast work to get ourselves out of this. Stop giving your autonomy to another man. Stop it. Stop it. Get to your purpose. Get to your call. And that's what the paper is all about. I got to bring it back home to that. All I want you to do, even if you're reading or you ain't reading, pick up the newspaper, the Realigner. I can do my best. If I get the sponsorships that I need to print the paper, and I could be able to be in the black, that whatever I spend, the paper could be able to retain itself, that I don't have to lose money to print the paper, I will give the paper out free in October. And so I need sponsorship. I need partnership. If you're there, I can be able to send you those particular things. I need sponsorship. I need partnership. I need you in the capacity and the position to be able to say, hey, listen, Howard, yeah, somebody asked me, hey, you get paper? Yeah, I get my paper. All right. Listen, Howard, or some people say Harvard. Listen, Harvard. I can put this up on the screen. I can send this to my producer. I want you to be able to see the rates. No, I'm not going to put it up on the screen. No. These hogs out here, his teeth, I can't. I can't just be putting my prices up. Oh, that's what he's charged? Or devil is lie. If you want the prices, you want those particular things, you want to be in them. We got great prices to be on the back page, to be in the front, on the middle, to be in the quarter page, to be in color, to be in black and white, to do what we call our classified, which is the People's Corner, right? You could be able to do that. We have good rates. And I just want to be decent with you. When you see these people decide, because I believe they can decide. When you see these people decide, all right, Howard, we can go with you. I've already gotten the call. I had a good call, good conversation with Peter Roker last night. Called me last night. Peter Roker hit me up last night, and we were having a good conversation, right? And he started to tell me about his years of advocacy and the things that he's done, and really wanted to know about why this paper. And I started to talk to him about conviction and this reminder and being able to be etched in the annals of time and history as a paper that is by the people for the people. Not necessarily by colonialism sent down through the pathway of the colony for the responsibility of being able to inject an idea that exists in there. And then you just naturally, go along with the get along for 180, 150 years. No, this is a paper by the people for the people. And this is no segregation. This ain't made of you black or white or pink or, sunburnt orange. This ain't got nothing to do with that. If you're part of the community and you have a desire to be able to bring those things to the forefront, I want you to be here. There is a conglomerate and a network that continues to be able to ensure that they are maintained and retained in this country. You all will never have this conversation with me. There is a conglomerate and a network, almost like a mafia mindset that exists in this country, that their relationships and their fraternity to each other ensures that their businesses always stays afloat. We don't have that. You go and support those same businesses because the facade and idea of success exists on that because another business is subsidizing to ensure that that business is taken care of. That's all this is. All this is renting their money. They're going from one space to another space and sending their money to ensure that these things are staying afloat. They hire their children. They hire their children's children. They do all these things. These children was dumb when we was in school. All their business could be successful. The same dumb children in school now running the business. It could tell you that it ain't have nothing to do with creativity, innovation. It only has to do with the perception of business and the desire to be able to forge those relationships to ensure that all of us could stay buoyant. That's all this is. And we had the same thing. There was an argument at one point that said segregation was better for the black man than this integration, or this integration, which may be disintegration. My God. There was an argument at some point that indicated there is, and it's a strong point. If you look at this and you identify this, we knew who our enemies were. Enemy is a strong word. Oppressor. Because you don't necessarily have to be an enemy to be an oppressor. Unless you're the one being oppressed, then this man got to be my enemy. We knew who our oppressors were. We knew how they looked. We knew where they lived. We knew exactly what they would do, what they were prone to do. We knew why we had to work for them. We knew the history of how we got here. We knew the association with those particular things. We knew the affiliation with how we subjected to one space or another, always being able to yield to these people. We know the conditioning that our grandmothers and grandfathers gave us being able to say always genuflect, always say good afternoon, good morning, good evening to these particular people. But when you see your auntie, your cousin, your friend, your neighbor who look like you, tell them, carry their, you know what? If she ever say that to you again, this is the perpetual conditioning that exists in our society. Now, that segregation that exists in there, that fraternity, that relationship, that ecosystem to ensure that finances move from one business to another, that you hire this boy child and you ensure that the population, the 15% population in this country, because they all like to say we're 85% black. And if we're 85% black, there's a 15% population in this country that's thriving. We're not talking about the exception. We're talking about the rule. The rule is, in this particular space, if you're a part of the 15%, you thrive. And you could look at the mechanism that exists in these particular spaces. You could look at, and we could do the history of it. You could look at Spanish Wells. You could look at Long Island. You could look at Green Turtle King. You could look at Habaco. And you could identify that these contingent of people in these places has a way to being able to be buoyant. How? I don't know. How? I don't know. How? Their relationships span far and wide. While we sitting down here trying to figure out what we can do with Hurricane Joaquin and trying to be able to give the government puppy eye. Oh, Jesus. Oh, we trying to give the government puppy eye. Oh, help me. These people ain't got time for that. They forge a relationship. Their brothers and sisters out of Nassau go down to Long Island and assist them in being able to get back on their feet. Their brothers and sisters in Abaco, who would have gone through Hurricane Dorian, they have family and relationships all over America, all over the East Coast, all over Canada. And you watch the National Guard, every Jesus body descended upon. Listen. The only reason, listen, you all need to understand. I got to get deep with y'all. The only reason that the support, the attention, and the position of Dorian and the eyes of the world was taken off of Abaco, more specifically because it wasn't so much on West Grand Bahama. It was about the oil spill, but not so much on the environment and the people. It was not necessary. And then you look at this. The only reason that their eyes were shifted is because Notre Dame burned down. You forget that. And the entire world shifted and say, hold on. This is another disaster. We know we're supposed to give you a couple dollars and whatnot, but this is ancient stuff. This is a long time in our heritage. We got to be able to focus on this. Y'all can be all right. It's the only reason. And you got to identify these things. You got to identify that you don't know your culture. You don't know your people. You don't have no one to be able to come to your rescue. You don't have no community. You've rejected these things. We have rejected these things for the idea of integration. the idea of commonality when you don't even recognize the systems that existed before you. You're looking at it and you're thinking that these people of a lighter hue are independent. They are not. They are not. The only people independent here is me and you. You in your corner, I in my corner, and they're clumped together with a very clear understanding that it's us against them. In this country with 85% blacks, the 15% has always had a relationship and clung to each other. They held on to each other and found themselves in a position where they help each other. You all been to school with the light-skinned people. You know some of them ain't got it together. They got 15 after-school tutors and still getting a 2.1. How? Then they go to Harvard or Yale or something. I don't know how the hell y'all get there. How? How? Because the relationships to remain buoyant whilst you believe that they're independent. How these people in this day and age could be able to, all two of y'all been to school with me. I know this one ain't never been to school. Y'all gone to school, gone off to college to come back to live in this country. But you could have 5 children and your wife be a stay-at-home wife. How? 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 How can you all afford a $750,000 home? How? Because you're looking at the surface and believing that these people are independent. And you've rejected that. You've rejected that connection. You've rejected the idea of being able to get into the ASU. You've rejected the idea of the ASU. You've rejected the idea of community. You've rejected the idea of being able to, of camaraderie. You've rejected the idea of being able to unite. You've rejected the idea of strength in numbers. You've rejected those things because you've listened to the boogeyman tell you, oh, watch out for them Negroes. Guys, we're feeling and we're falling behind significantly. And if we continue to be able to fall for the okie doke, if you continue to be able to fall for the okie doke, the idea that someone else can come. That's why you keep looking for Moses and Jesus and all. You keep looking for it because you ain't got nothing in you. And you ain't got a relationship around you. And so your dependency on God, on faith, on superstition, on numbers, on luck, on chance, anything. You lean on that heavily. You lean on that with the hopes and expectation that this could be able to maintain you. I got a lot to say about these things. Because I'm looking at our society and I just want to be able to be decent with mine. I want to be decent. And my decency has placed me in this position. I got to hold on 2 seconds. My decency, and this isn't my decency. This is the conviction that the Father has placed on me, and He wouldn't let me sleep as a result. But it's placed me in the position where I believe that we should be able to do something. And that's all this is, guys. That's all this is. That's all this newspaper is. All this newspaper is the amalgamation of conviction and the desire to be able to unite a community and remind a community. That's all this is. This ain't about to tell you about your ma and about your auntie. I had several people come to me and tell me about doing that. They say, well, how would you know? You need to find a little sections of people because people like to know about who's sweetheart and who, and they missed that from the bunch. Okay, you could find it on any place else. I'm not going to, at the end of the day, stand before my Maker, stand before my God, and say that I contributed for the purposes of filthy lucre to society a bunch of mielda. is a bunch of garbage. I have enough hell shaking off the issues and the conditioning that people have put me in, my uncles, my family, my predisposition. My predisposition. This may be a complex conversation for you because it's taboo. You're not supposed to say these things socially. I have enough hell with my predisposition and my family placing me in a position that I was pre-exposed to this. I was pre-exposed to lasciviousness. Oh, God. I was pre-exposed to lasciviousness. What's lasciviousness? This desire for flesh. Women. I was predisposed before I was married, before I knew me, before I knew maturity. I observed, understood, and heard. To become a man, this is what you do. I watch myself subconsciously teaching my son, the same thing. And then you try to be able to, in your mind, you try to justify, well, you know, I want him to be gay. So you let him look at a little piece of bone gay. You like that? You see the little bit? Yeah, well, you know, so you predispose them to a lascivious desire, a relentless desire that becomes your appetite. And because you like this and this become your appetite, you find yourself later on in life doing and looking and moving and thinking in a manner that is not it does not fuel the passion and the purpose that God has called you to. So you're off course right off the top. I can't add that to my life. I can't add that to my life. Not after consciousness. Not after I've come to the fork in the road to understand that I have a responsibility to either continue to move in this path, right, with a conscious understanding, right? And it's only a why, you know. It ain't a fork, because after you get to a point of enlightenment, and you know, after you've reached to that point of enlightenment, and you know, because at one time you just was traveling along this road, and you just didn't know. So you just was traveling along this road, and something happens to every one of us, men and women in this life. We get to a point where knowledge is introduced to us. We get to a point of knowledge, and you have to acknowledge this knowledge. And so after you recognize this, homosexuality is bad. Yeah, you're not supposed to be a homosexual. You get to that point. Lesbianism is bad. You're not supposed to be a lesbian. You get to that point. Sweethearting is bad. You're not supposed to be sweethearting. You get to the point. You understand? You get to these particular points, and then all the other sins that's associated with it, murder is bad, lying is bad, all these things, you recognize that you're ingesting damnation on your life with the constant intake of these things that you've been doing. You didn't know before. You didn't know nobody. How you could know? You born in sin and shaped in iniquity. You could not know. This was a part of your life, but you get to a point of knowledge. And after you would have been able to have that encounter, you now have the responsibility to either go contrary to the knowledge that you've just learned, or shift your course. Every one of us, every single one of us, I don't care if you think you haven't come to that juncture of knowledge. You've rejected it because of inebriation, because you're not sober-minded. You forgot it. But there has been a point of knowledge, especially in this society, for you. And when you get to this particular point of knowledge, you cannot travel that course of being an ass. I just want to be decent as I say this to you. You cannot travel the course and continue to travel the course of being defiant against the purpose that you have been called to without recognizing that one day you will have to answer for it. I cannot put stupidity in my paper, put it on record, and feed it to people. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I don't have the time for that. You find someplace else to go and talk your garbage. If you ain't helping the country move forward, if you ain't helping with an idea, if you're not helping in forging relationships, with the relationships that you forge over the years to be able to bring to our country for it to grow, and I cannot support stupidity. I just can't. Other people could do that, but I know that this life will come to an end for me. And my contribution has to be consistent with my articulation. My fruits got to be able to line up with the life that I'm living. The future that I desire have to be the same life that I'm living. Come on, man. Let's talk. I want you to be a part of my paper. And this ain't really my paper. I only a vessel. I didn't even pay for this paper. When I say that to you, that this contribution that came to me, it came to me in faith, through faith. This isn't even mine. This was given to me. And God says, you know what to do with it. And I said, do I? And this thing just keep pouring out of me. And every door I walk through, open up for me. I honor God and I glorify his holy name because he's a good God. And I promise you, from here to thy kingdom come, if he could do it for me, let me let you see that. I want you to see the whole expression. If he could do it for me, he could do it for you. He got to do it for you. But you got to want more for your life. I'm looking for partnerships. I'm looking for opportunities. I'm looking for us to be able to align ourselves with purpose. I'm looking for us to be able to jumpstart this country and get us back on course. We have drifted too far. We have drifted too far. And it cannot be that this generation is going to sit back and allow these particular things to happen without a very clear understanding that the purpose that we've been called to in this life, clear understanding of the purpose that you've been called to in this life, but you're not living in accordance to that. You're out here lascivious, lustful, desirous, relentlessly pursuing sex, money, drugs, and all manner of debauchery. Oh my God. Oh my God. And sin have a way of finding you. Let's be decent, man. Let's take a quick commercial break, guys, and get right back after this.
Sounds good to me.
Watch it!
Young ladies gathering round. I watch these fellas how they getting down. It's a new dance and I'll bet it's gonna make you sweat. Boom,
Shake that boom boom.
Shake that boom boom.
Wind that boom boom.
Wind that boom boom.
Shake that boom boom.
Move that boom boom.
Wind that boom boom.
Wind that boom boom.
Shake that boom boom.
This song is dedicated to all you know who was in love but who hate to remember.
And fly right. If you don't want me and you to fight, straighten up and fly right. Oh, I am getting out of here tonight.
Yeah, you take me from my mother's home. I was young and innocent, sweet as a plum, sweet as a plum. But look what you gon' do to me, make me lose my sanity. Oh, you no good bum, you dirty no good bum. You better straighten up
And fly right. If you don't want me and you to fight, straighten up and fly right. Oh, I am getting out of here tonight.
You say you got plenty money and you did want spend it for the love of me, for the love of me. It turns out you's a cheapskate and the bills they must wait on my salary, my measly salary. You better straighten up
And fly right. If you don't want me and you to fight, straighten up and fly right. Oh, I am getting out of here tonight.
and you buy one with your lobby and you say it gotta do for the two of we, for the two of we. But you go about your business and you leave me stranded to catch the jitney or use my tired feet. You better straighten up
And fly right. If you don't want me and you to fight, straighten up and fly right. Oh, I am getting out of here tonight.
When we did get married, we gon' tell the preacher, till death do us part, till death do us part. Go see the undertaker, I'll go see the lawyer. Let's compare the cost, coffin or divorce. You better straighten up
And fly right. If you don't want me and you to fight, straighten up
Honey, where you good?
and fly
Just
right.
come home. Are you good already? I even didn't take me to the food store, you know.
You better
What you
straighten
mean I
up.
ain't take you to the food store and I didn't give you the $10?
If
How
you
much
don't
you
want
spend $10 can buy anything? The last time you took me to the food store.
Woman, that's $10 you want, man. That be crazy. You crazy. I've been working all week. I come home, I give you $10. I put on a couple of pieces of clothes. I go in. Now you talking about I ain't carry the food. So you
I know where
crazy.
you're going. You grab all that water.
Woman, I gone.
Come back here, boy.
Now look, stop pulling on my clothes. Stop pulling on my clothes, I say stop pulling on my clothes. You can afford to go tell your mom and pop, come on, I'll beat them up too. You think I'm joking?
Top of the morning, Mr. Grant. Martin at India.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The Foundation with Howard Grant being given the job. Sometimes you got to get used to these things, right? We're back, guys, and jamming with you. Give me a call, 827-0111. I haven't heard from you guys in a couple of days. Not going to fight you, but, we're out here and we're doing what we got to do. So give me a call. And if you've read the article, some guys give me feedback. Let me know whether you've read the paper. Don't hit me with that, oh, Lord, how your paper 10, eh? My God. Stop it. This is my first edition ever. The very first one. We got thousands of papers. We have a couple thousand papers that we got, right? And we distributed the majority of them, right? So I still have some that I want to be able to give to some persons. So if you haven't had an opportunity to be able to put your hand on one of the Realigner newspaper, I'd love you to be able to do so and be able to get that. This could be you, right? This ain't got to be me. And I necessarily want it to be me, right? But this is fillers, right? You know, you got to get to know this could be your business. Christmas time coming up. With a place called Black Friday. That's what it's called. Black Friday coming up. Christmas time coming up. All these things coming up. And if you want to be able to display your stuff, this is truly affordable. I'm telling you, this is affordable. And if you're my cousin, I'll put you on a payment plan, right? So this is the Founders Corner. I told you a little bit about how we got together and how we did this particular thing. You could be able to get this and find out Founders Corner, right? You could be able to see this. The paper ain't about me. I don't want you to know this. I don't want you to believe that the paper's about me. This ain't about an opportunity to be able to amplify. No. The paper is about where the spirit comes from, right? That's all the Founders Corner is about. The spirit and idea of why I did this. I tell you the journey of how this started. I tell you nearly 4 years ago, my father and I began his journey 40 years ago. And then, not as a writer or reporter, but as a darkroom technician. The responsibility was to take the raw material of the day, the words, the images, the headlines, and curate it, cut and develop it, and present them in a way that brought the news to life. In those days, everything happened in the darkroom. The careful cutting, the structuring of that type, and the delicate work of resolution and layout. It was in the space of shadows and light, patience and precision, where today's stories took form before they ever reached the public's hand. So my father started off, and then I go on to tell you, he says, as a boy of 15 or 16, I didn't understand the significance of his work. I remember him taking me to a news convention and Port Everglades Convention Center. He said, and I was completely uninterested. And the truth is, I really was. Say, can't hear you, Howard. Can't hear you, Howard. The music is drowning you out. Can you hear me now? Music is playing, Howard. Cut the music. Producer can't hear Howard. Can you hear me now? Are we good now? Okay, perfect. Now I was telling you, obviously you didn't hear the story either. This man got me starting over all day today. Jesus God, I think I flew in and jamming. This man got me starting all over. You need to stop. You see me cutting it. He don't even want me to talk. What kind of producer this is? What kind of producer this is? I'm not going to fight him. Right? He's my guy. So, in the paper is not about Howard Grant, per se. It's really not about me. It's not that I had a desire one day, oh, I want everybody in the Bahamas to know me. Oh my God, I just want everybody to... Like, that's just not who I am. I ain't into that. From you see me, when I walk in, you didn't know I hear. I ain't got to go through all of that. All right, be good, right? So let's talk about this Founders Corner. The Founders Corner is just a little piece that we did now. I don't think I'm going to do it every single time we get an opportunity to be able to do the paper. But the Founders Corner was designed just to be able to give you the inception and sort of the concept of where the paper came from, right? All right, you guys got me starting over all day, right? Get me starting all over, right? And so let's just read a little piece of the paper. Find a way to get the paper, guys. If you want to be able to get the paper, please find a way to get the paper, right? I'm going to put this paper up next week, Tuesday, up on my website, therealaligner.com, right? Now, we're supposed to be able to create a space where persons could be able to kind of dive into the Real Aligner website and be able to get the information, right? But we'll do that next week, Tuesday. I got to get this paper in your hand. I got one box left of papers. I need to distribute that. I need you guys to get the papers in your hands and talk about it. I want you to do that, right? So nearly 40 years ago, my father began his journey in the newsroom, not as a writer or a reporter, but as a darkroom technician. This is at the Freeport News in Grand Bahama, right? His responsibility was to take the raw material of the day, the words, the images, the headlines, and curate, cut, develop, and present them in a way that brought the news to life. In those days, everything happened in the newsroom. The careful cutting, the structuring of the type, the delicate work of resolution, and the layout. It was a space of shadows and light, of patience and precision, where the day's stories took form before they ever reached the public's hand. This is what my father did at the Freeport News, okay? I know him all my life, growing up as a child. He used to wear boots, and he didn't want to bring the ink in the house, so he would leave the boots out, and so forth and so on. I used to have to polish his boots. He's an old school fella. He like his boots to be shining. These boots reach his knee. He had 68 straps, and he had extra, listen, the string long as my arm. And I got to loose that sometimes and whatnot, take his shoes off. He showed me how to polish his shoes, the whole thing, right? So listen, as a boy of 15, 16, this is a real thing that happened, right? I told you this story with Anton, right? I told you this story with Anton. I was telling him a story about some business that I wanted to do. He listened so good. He listened. He lay down there in the bed like this. He stopped. You know what? He just, when I talking to him, he paid attention to me. You know, you talk to some people and they just look all over the place. No, my daddy don't do that. When I talking to him, he's paid 100% attention to me, right? I don't know what he's thinking, right? I don't know what he's thinking. But he can tell me what he's thinking after I finish. So I tell him a story. I say, Daddy, I think we should do this. And I think we should go down there. And I think we should do this. I don't know. This sort of something hit me like a bug. Hit me. And I just start coming up with these business ideas. Right? I just had a dream and I just started talking business and a concept from I was 15, 16. I telling you. Before that, I used to sell fritters I used to sell fritters, like my grandma would make like the little fritters. We go on the side of the road and sell them. I used to try to sell little s'mores. If we make it in the backyard, I'd go there and sell them. We were always trying to figure out a way to make money. I used to wash people's car. They come to my yard, try to figure this out. So business was on me. I don't know where it come from, but it was on me. And so I lay down there and I tell him the story. Right? This is when I'm 15, 16, guys, pick up the paper, read the paper. He laying down there. I tell him, he said, and then I ask him, I said, Daddy, what do you think? He said, what I think? Paying full attention to me. This man, he never take his eyes off me the entire time. He ain't even scroll. He ain't even look back at the television. He looking at me. I said, yeah, Daddy, what do you think? He said, what I think? I say, yeah, what do you think? He said, I think you better stop talking. Shh. He goes. He said, go find a damn job. Get your ass and go find a job. That's what he said to me, right? And so he took me on this journey with him to be able to find me. He took me on this path so I could find myself. Right? Hopefully I could be able to get some enlightenment to do this, right? So I write here and I say, as a boy of 15, 16, I didn't understand the significance of his work. I remember him taking me to a newspaper convention in Port Everglades Convention Center. This was in Florida someplace. I think it was the Port Everglades Convention Center. It says, I was completely uninterested. To me, it felt like just another obligation. Endless rows of booths and newspapers. It was a newspaper convention. Like, there's a bunch of things. They were selling newspaper press. They was doing all this. All variations of media was in the space, right? So they were just talking about these things, right? He says, and conversations, and I could not connect to. This is the real thing that actually happened. He says, what I could not see then was that the seeds of a calling were quietly being planted in me. My father and I ended up working at the same place. He worked for the Guardian. I worked for the Guardian. These people don't know who the hell. Howard Grant, and you're in free. I said, no, that's my daddy. That's my daddy. Oh, how would I know your daddy? I read it for years. Yeah, okay. I could have never imagined I would have even been anywhere close to this. I tell you this story about not rejecting your humble beginning and having an understanding that, or allowing God to do his work in your life. Taking on this position and saying, Father, let your will be done in my life. Let your kingdom come in my life. Let me move in the direction that you call me to move in my life. Not my will, dear Father, but yours be done. And you find yourself fulfilling purpose. And you know when it is. Let me tell you when it is. You know when you're fulfilling purpose. Let me tell you. When you had no worries. When money come looking for you. When doors you never imagined open up for you. You know it's your season. When they fire you and 38 days later, 30 days later, you get your own newspaper. You get your own podcast. You get your own this and that. I can't tell you everything. Praise God. You have to know that God is in the midst. And many times you would acknowledge the darkness that exists in this earth. But you never acknowledge the supremacy, the divinity, the divine. Yeah, you say the devil, this and that. Watch out, these people trying to fix you. Oh, bad this, oh, bad. But you forget, but God. I don't make it too much about this and all these things like that. I just want to have a clear conversation with you about where we are as a people, man. About where we are as a people, all right? Tomorrow we're going to have a good conversation. I'm excited about that. I want to talk. And I think like on this platform, because we're out here and we're speaking on YouTube and all these things like that, maybe we should have some more international conversations about what's happening around those particular spaces, right? And identifying how we can be able to get to a better space. Yeah, maybe we should do that. There's a lot of things happening. The old lady get raped. There's a lot of things happening. I'm excited about this, guys. And I'm even more excited to kick off something for you on December 1st. December 1st, 2025. We're going to revolutionize a great deal of things in the way that some things have been done in this country. December 1st, 2025. We got plans. My team and I, we're excited. I'm looking to expand my team. Don't wait until I get everybody filled. Don't wait until I get everybody, all the positions filled. If you want to be a part of my team, call me now. I got a couple people I got to call. I know they call and they trying to, oh, Howard, what happened? You said, don't worry about that. I can call you. You're on the team. I can take care of you. For those people who've called from the family islands, I did not have a chance to be able to, because I got to be able to interview you and all these things like that. I got to interview you. I got to do this. I got to do all these things like that. And I just didn't have the time for it. I had to set the paper up, send it off, get it back, do this, do that, do all these things, distribute it. I was doing all these things. I was exhausted. And I'm hoping that you understand that. I'm hoping that you understand that individually, so we could be able to get to a better position, right? There's a text that's coming through. You guys always say, "Oh, Howard, I ain't get no text. I ain't get no sound." All right, 827-0111, 827-0111. There's a lot of things happening out here. Thanks, Howard. Thanks, guys. It says, let's see. It's a. All you're doing, there's a digital copy of your newspaper. Is there a digital copy of your newspaper available for those who are not on the island? Sea Island. The newspaper in Freeport. You think I can send the newspaper in Freeport? The newspaper at Municipal Gas Station in Freeport, Sea Island. Pop it up right here. Let's see Island see. The newspaper at Municipal Gas Station, at Prescription Parlor Pharmacy, at Bellevue Gifts. These in Freeport right now. All right? And if you want to, you could call my father and he'll be able to get it for you. Text me later. I can send you my father's number. He can call. He'll drop it off to you. So that wouldn't be a problem. All right? Or my son, one of them. My son and my daughter over there, they're going to school over there. So just give me a call. But the newspaper's in Freeport. All right? If you want to get the newspaper, if you're in Freeport, Grand Bahama, you want to get the newspaper, please let me know where you are, and I'll get the newspaper to you, or I can tell you where you can get the newspaper. I want it to be strategic. I want it to be east, west, and central. That's what I wanted to do. Extreme east, extreme west, and central, right? Everybody got to go through 8 Mile Rock. I put it right there. Prescription Parlor Pharmacy. You can go down there. Miss Bannaby will take care of you. She right there. All right. Municipal service station, which is centrally located right there on Coral Road. Mr. Johnson will take care of you. Okay. If you go down there, Mr. Williams at Bellevue, going to 8 Mile Rock or coming from there, and you want to stop, if you want to be able to pick up another paper in that kind of a space or whatnot, they can be able to assist you in that area also. It's $1. Check it out. All right. As a text is coming through, just asking me, Howard, where we can get your paper and whatnot. But the digital copy, I'll have the digital copy up and ready to jam on the 30th. Right? On the 30th of the month. And like I said to you, my objective, desire, aim is to have the newspaper free of charge. That's really what I want to do. That's really what I want to do. I want to have the paper free of charge. Okay? Free. But I can't do that without support. I can't. I need you guys to hit me up and tell me, Howard, I want to put classifieds in the paper. I got a car for sale. I got a house for sale. I got a husband for sale or a wife for sale. I don't know. I don't know what you people, I don't know what you're selling, right? I got this and that for sale. I got, because you're using Facebook Marketplace. There is a demographic that doesn't necessarily always go on Facebook, right? And that's why this is going out to the family islands. And so if you want to be able to get your classified in there, do that. There is a prayer corner. There is a community corner. There is a religious corner, what we call Pony of Faith. If you want to be able to put an article in there and be able to talk about what your beliefs are. There is a Sea Island for you and many persons who actually write the letter to the editor. If you want to be able to put that in there, please put that in there. There will come a time where we're going to have a lot of, we just had a good conversation last night, Mr. Roker and I, about this concept and idea of being able to put some coupons in the paper. As soon as we do that, and so persons are picking up the paper, they're moving about, your information will be there. And you want them to be able to access your information. So you can send me all of your stuff. You can be able to go to editor at therealigner.com. My editors will be able to get back at you and respond. Editor at therealigner.com. Editor at therealigner.com. My own would be publisher at therealigner.com. But don't send it to me, for God's sake, unless you want to do something in terms of being able to set yourself up and going forward. Then, I only can forward it to them. All right. So editor@therealanda.com. All right. So you're a wicked gentleman. You didn't say anything about children. What children? Oh, hello, Ephraim. Hello, Ephraim Jones. How are you, sir? Guys, go down there to Garden of Eden and make sure you check off my guy. We just had some beautiful stew fish on Saturday. Saturday morning, my partner and I, we had to go for an early morning call. We had some of the first fellas in there. Go down there and see the wonderful ladies, or go down there and check out William. He'll take very good care of you down there at the Garden of Eden. They take good care of you. This is Ephraim, my guy, right? They can take good care of you. All right, so we won't do this, guys. We won't do this. I need to supplement this paper. We are in this for the long run and the whole hog. The long run and the whole hog. I cannot do this without you. I don't have a network of Caucasian brothers and sisters like so many persons who've come from the 15%. And I really don't say that to be derogatory. Or I do not have a network of people who come from a legacy where they understood finances and they're strategic in their development and pouring back into. I do not come from a network of Asians. I come from a network of Negroes who've been taught and conditioned, unfortunately, that separation is the best way. That you cannot wait for your own independence, that I want to leave this place. The hell with them. I've come from a space where, like Joseph, my God, let's be decent. Dreamers don't do well here. And I don't mean that just from my family perspective. I mean that from a community perspective. I've come from a place where it has been difficult to be a dreamer. And that was always oxymoronic for me. Because you pursue people dream every day. Louis Vuitton was a dream. Balenciaga was a dream. YSL was a dream. You understand? Ford was a dream. This was someone's dream. But because they had the support to be able to yank it out of the clouds and put life to it, put meat to it, you run towards it. But you can't see it. You can't see yourself contributing to it as the transition from the clouds to the earth. That's when it matters, man. Facebook was a dream. TikTok, a dream. These are billion-dollar things. These are billion-dollar things. See, Alan, we have this set up. In the second edition, you'll be able to see not only a Grand Bahama News section, with the Make Editions, we no longer have those sections included. I've reached out to certain persons who are doing that, and I asked them whether or not they want to be able to continue. But some people just need to see you. They need to see whether or not you're serious first. I guess, I don't know. I haven't heard back from them. I offered, and my partners and I sat down. We offered the particular concept and idea about what can happen and how I could reach all these people at no cost. And I didn't hear back from the persons. So we've created a space where we're going to have a section for Abaco, because I don't believe that the Abaconian is there anymore. We're going to have a space for Grand Bahama, right? We're going to have a space for Long Island, Eleuthera, Exuma, so all the major islands. We're going to be able to have a space, an article in that space for you. And we believe if these politicians are down for the cause and they're ready to be able to jam with us, that as we get closer to the next general election, we'll have a lot of pieces on politicians, right? And talking about community events that they've done in their areas, in their constituencies and whatnot, as we continue to be able to distribute this paper throughout the country. This is the people's paper. It's the people paper, the CMI. It's the people paper. This is the people's paper. All your grievances, all your issues, all your tribulations, all that you would have gone through, this is going to be paired with an app. So while you have a letter to the editor, what persons could go on the realigner and have a 30 seconds commercial list, 30 seconds 30 seconds video, right? Listen, I want to say boom, boom, boom with decency. Nonetheless, bam, you're part of the community page. It becomes your verbal and audio, your visual and audio letter to the editor. Mr. Prime Minister, I just wanted to say with respect, I'm in the constituency of Bam 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 and this, whatever. Clay Sweden, we are in Luthra and Bam Bam, whatever. I tell you, man, we gonna modernize this thing. This is gonna be bananas. This is gonna be crazy. I need your support. Because ain't nothing free. And ain't nobody giving me nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't taking nothing to get nothing. Hey, praise God. Let's be clear about this. I'm looking for no boyfriend, right? Hey, Ashley, come work for me. You didn't know what you should do. Come. Freelance. Not whole. I don't want you wholesale yet. Freelance. And we pay you according to the articles that you put in the papers. I have 3 freelance persons right now. The more the merrier. I'm looking for some young people. So I'm looking to go into College of the Bahamas here and in Freeport and identify those persons. I've asked for social media journalists because we're starting another show. So in this space that you see me in right now, from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, there will be an earlier space that we develop these people and prepare them for a transition. Jesus. Hey, Chateau Manande. I got to calm down. Because I keep wanting to tell you this so bad. But sometimes the old people say, you got to keep some things to your chest, baby. You got to keep some things to your chest. We working our guts out. And this is a revolution. This is ours. This is our identity. This is our position. Freelance writing. The writing have to be from conviction, from issues that has to do in the community, and has to line up with the convictions that I have and that the paper has to be able to carry out. I read those things, and we don't want nothing salacious. We want real stories. We want to talk about it. We want to talk about murder. We want to talk about rape. We want to talk about cancer. We want to talk about AIDS and the increase of AIDS that's happening in Atlanta. At 1 month, I think they had 22,000 cases of AIDS that they found, new cases of these particular things. And we want to talk about this kind of a flippant approach to life in these areas. We want to talk about the crime and deprivation. We want to talk about lack. We want to talk about this sort of a view that persons have shifted. They've moved away from being able to identify some things for themselves. We want to talk about that. I want you to pen this down. I want to hear a young person's perspective. I want to hear that. And I'm going to pay you. Call the people, ask them, am I paying them? Nobody doing this free. You think this man keep this air conditioner on? You think this man keep this air conditioner and all these lights on in here for free? Look him laughing. He laughing. He cut this light off right now. Nothing free. Well, how about where you get the money from? You need to stop worrying about some things. This ain't none of your business. Huh? You ever ask the people where they get their glue from to glue up your shoes? You go there, buy the shoes, put it on, and walk in it. Amen? When you get a hole in it, or you need another one, you go back and you buy. You don't ask no questions, but when it's the black man, you got to ask me everything. So Howard, how much you got to pay for something like that? How much does this cost you? Why the hell you don't stay out of my business? Why you, Howard, how much something like that is cost? You know, my grandmother loved that. Baby, it's nice. My grandma talk like an English woman, right? She tell us things like, it's not fire, it's far, right? This is my grandmother, right? Every time you get something nice, something new, she said, baby, that's nice. So, how much you got to pay for something like that? I said, Gabby, listen to me. Why you keep asking me about it? So I'm just asking. So if I wanted one. Grammy, you don't want one. You don't want one. I just how much you got to pay for something like that? Black people always trying to count your pocket. Stop it. Stop it. It's the other people's business. All right, guys. We can take our last commercial break. When we get back, I'm going to be able to kind of wrap it up and let you guys know how we're doing and what you could be able to expect tomorrow. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Myself for taking interrogation. Oh, na, na, na. Na, 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 na. Yes, the plain land. Yes, the plain land. 100 pound of cali weed, where they get it from. The plain land. Yes, the plain land. Struggle up myself for taking interrogation. The plain land. Yes, the plain land. Make up my mind for face the immigration. The plain land. Yes, the plain land. Struggle up myself for taking interrogation. Search them, I search for Taliban. Searching mass distraction. Dash on me toothpaste, dash on me stimulant. Hold the day a ball and dash on medication. Draw out me belt, kept me pants in on me hand. This canal me eye, ask me where me come from. Take off my shoes, them I say take off your tam. If them ever find a weaker place, you gone another land. Me day at town one day, up with a white man we come all the way from Norway. And him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much screw face? Same time I lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say my youth come we go out for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the schools that you them love to get them education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our police stations. Do you see anything to smile about? No. Same time the brother say, how can the nation believe in this way? And the next thing him say, how can the government play so many games? Same time they fall to the ground, cause there's much more where that comes from. Certain place they are worse than slum. Youth man come and take a look on Riverton. Do you see anything to smile about? Look on Pienland, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Flankers Mobe and Saffron's Heights in Spain. Do you see anything to smile about? Hope Flats, Kent, Mudtown, they're all the same. Do you see anything to smile about? No, no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. No, when me say, no people come to Jamaica and don't know how we live things. Say everything nice, true, we full of vibes and things. Eh, eh. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get to overstand the real thing when them look on the gully side. Never lost my way. Never turned fool when I reach at the crossroad. Never lost my way. Never see the hype and get close. Never lost my way. Never turned fool when I reach at the crossroad. Never lost my way.
Take that mess from off the wall. Give that baby back his ball. Leave all the people things alone. There's other ways to get involved. Get involved. Don't be no fool. Stay in school. Let your mind become a tool. Jails were made for fools to be. Locked away from society. Get involved.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sound up. Sound up. Make sure. Praise God. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are jamming right here. I just sent an email. I sent some information that if you guys are interested and you want to be able to do something. If you're a writer, whether it's a sports writer, whether it is a, lifestyle writer about the community, whether it is a journalist, whatever it is, whatever you do and whatever you can do, I want you to be involved. I want you to be involved. I ain't gonna reject you. Whether you're here, whether you're in the family islands, and a lot of persons just expect me to be able to. Some persons have sent me some stuff that they've done. I want to say this too. If you want to be able to be a social media journalist, I want you to understand what that is. Have you ever watched these people's station? Have you ever watched it when there is an issue? Have you ever watched when they need training? Now, ain't nobody can tell them this, but because they think they're doing superb, but they're not. Okay, when they take their telephones, not all of them, but some of them, right? They take their telephones, they go on an accident site, a location site, or whatever the case may be, and they don't know how to report because their stuff is really scripted. They are reporters, so their stuff is scripted, and they don't know how to flow, right? So their speech is jagged. They speak in jargon, and it doesn't have that kind of fluidity of being able to give a good description of what's happening in the moment, in the time, right? And so it's repetition, and so it's hard to ingest. You know what I mean? You want to watch it, you watching it because you want to see exactly what's happening, but this is a distracting thing. Why does man don't shut up? Why does woman don't shut up? It's a distracting thing. A social media journalist, in my view, would be responsible for being able to be in the field. Okay? We're going to have you between asking questions, interviewing people, whether that's a light story, whether that's a heavier story. You're going to be in the field. And just like a social media journalist, just like a freelance journalist, you'll be freelance in your capacity for each one of the stories that you send us and we use. We use those stories not on this platform, but on another platform that we're creating in conjunction with what we're doing. You understand? You understand? So if you are interested in being a part of what we're doing, I'd like to be able to hear you. Now, this ain't mean that you got to put on all your American accent, all your British. Good afternoon. How are you? My name is Jessica Biel, and I want to let you know that, no, you got to do all that kind of foolishness. You got to be clear. You got to be articulate, and you have to be able to be good on your feet. Don't worry about some, you got to be sharp on your feet. You got to be sharp on your feet. Okay? And you will be, that's the interview process. So I'd like you to send me a 30-second spiel. If you're out there and you're interested in being able to be a part of something and you wanted to be on TV for a while, I'd like you to send me a 30-second spiel. Don't worry about the humble beginnings that we have. This big. This is going to be a big thing. This is going to be a big thing. Send me a 30-second spiel. Tell me exactly where you are. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me this. Tell me that. Let me know your name. Introduce yourself. Let me see that. Let me see your posture. All this is important. Let me see your posture, the way that you hold up yourself. I don't need you to see some people just try somebody. They are here and she smiled with her bottom teeth. Did you see that on TikTok? And she smiled with her bottom teeth. You're trying to figure out what the hell do you smile? These people out here on television trying too hard. You ever watch some of them? Good afternoon. My name is, and I look at it in your mouth trying to. Oh, what the hell? What? Why you doing all of that, baby? Right? So yeah, I'm watching all of that stuff, and there's 3 elements that I'm looking for. Remember, I did management for a long time now. Remember, I do customer service training. This is in my blood. This is my passion. This is how I made money to take care of my family for a long time. This is what I do. All right? Don't forget that. Government 52-week program, training and all these. This is what I do. This is what I do. Okay? Don't forget that about me. Okay? So when you come with me, I need 3 things from you. Okay? Tres. Tres cosas. Necesito. Necesito 3 cosas. 3. I need you to be trainable. I need you to be teachable. And I need you to be coachable. I don't want you coming here telling me what you know. I didn't ask you what you know. You ain't come here to work for you. You come here to work for me. Not in a bad way. That means I need you to prepare yourself in a particular manner and present yourself accordingly. Sometimes people don't even prepare you to work on the job site. You out here in slippers on the construction site, baby, something's going to happen to you. You don't even have the right material to jam. So I want you to be able to know that. Okay, as we get deeper into these particular things, I want you to know that. This is important. As of October 1st, which is going to be a Wednesday, straight through to the 31st of October 2025, God Spare Our Lives, we will be revisiting a series that we did last year that we enjoyed thoroughly, Dissecting Leadership. Now, this one's going to be exciting because now I got pictures to show you. I got all these things. We could make a package for every member of parliament. I could make a package. So when I go to, let's take North Abaco. I could go to North Abaco and pull up the pictures and show this and show that and show the stories over the past year, or whatever the case may be. And then I could put the stats up. I could do more now than I've done before. We're going to go right back into the voting, right? So you could be able to identify your member of parliament and give them a grade. Because some people was asking me, some people was asking me, Howard, how you can grade this? What do you think about this member of parliament? What do you think about the cabinet ministers? What do you think about this, this, and this? How do you grade the members of parliament? This September 16th is when they was able to get into government and found themselves victorious in 2021. And so in October 1st to the 31st, we actually graded the members of parliament. And so we're going to do that again. We're going to do that again. All right. And I will be inviting the members of parliament to come and sit with me if they would be able to oblige me and take that opportunity. Because I can be honest with you, I don't need you to talk about you. I would rather talk to you than about you. I always say that to you. I would rather talk to you and understand your position, your train of thought, your thinking, your convictions, the reasons that led you down this particular path, and to hear from you as opposed to you being able to, me being able to kind of be judgy and just judgmental and say, this is what you've done, this is what you haven't done, and so forth. I would rather talk to you than talk about you. I like this. Can you text me, Nelson? Can you text me your can you text me a number? 827-0111. Just say it's Nelson, and I'll call you right after. Well, I have a meeting after, but right after I'll call you. Guys, I know I didn't know I'd be so busy doing this. You have no idea what we can do. We get taken over. We taken over. We taken over. We're doing this. Show ends at 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. now. We're taking over. So we're starting our Dissecting Leadership series again, October. That means that we're going to look at 39 constituencies. I got a list yesterday. Can I say? I can tell you. I can tell you who sent the list. I can read this and then I go on. It's after 2. I got a list yesterday. and I can read you every name on the list. Then tomorrow I can tell you what the list say. You may have gotten the same list that I got. Every name I can read on this list. It said Saturday News on the Street. Vaughn Miller, top of the list. Leroy Major, Kirk Cornish, Lisa Ramming, Wade Watson, Patricia DeVoe, John Pinder, Zane Lightbourne, John Pinder. I don't know how much time you're going to put John Pinder. John Pinder, South Abaco, John Pinder. Yeah, he was already on there. Wayne Monroe, Kingsley Smith Jr., Keith Bell, Basil McIntosh, Ginger Moxie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 members of parliament. The PLP currently has 34 members of parliament. Hell of a conversation to have. It's a list that I got. I'm going to tell you who sent the list. Don't try looking at my phone like y'all is Peter Krieger. See if I sign it. Get out of my business. My cameras ain't moving. Praise Jesus. Well, guys, we're going to see you tomorrow. Like I said, next week, we're going to start the Dissecting Leadership. Tomorrow, Zane Lightbourne is going to be on with us, talking this about Yamacraw. His name's on this list. We're going to be able to talk about those things. I want you guys to be in the house with your boy as we continue to be able to talk about this country, and for better or for worse, and as we continue to be able to push with the desire to move forward, upward, onward together. So Foundation, guys, going to see you tomorrow. God's spare.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.